What's up guys, my name is Marcel from One Dapper Street, and today I don't want to only talk about how to look good, but I also want to talk about how to feel good and do good. We're going to talk about sustainable fashion today, and first I want to demystify it a little bit, talk about what sustainability really means from a company's perspective. Two, I want to talk about what you guys can do on a daily basis to make more sustainable choices for your wardrobe, for your life, and ultimately for the planet. And three, I want to talk about a few companies that are doing the right thing in one way or another just to point you in the right direction. All of this just in the hopes that after this video you might not consider going green as more expensive, any less stylish, and overall that difficult to achieve. I think you just gotta not stress out as much and do whatever you can to pull your own weight, and I'm telling myself this as much as you guys. Now, it's not a secret that the fashion industry has a negative impact or an impact overall on not only us, the ones that are ending up wearing the fashion, but the planet and every single living thing on it. Now, I want to kind of break down the production process, so from the materials all the way to the final goods, for you guys to spot what a good company in sustainable terms really is. With that, we're getting started with materials. Now, materials, anything that is organic or generally ecologically friendly, obviously is great. Any recycled materials, materials that already exist that are being used again to make new clothes, are a great choice. Anything that's vegan, a vegan alternative to any leather options, also for the sake of our furry friends, are sustainable choices. And overall, just avoiding toxic chemicals and the excessive water use, which is something we talk about a lot when we talk about cotton production, which is, I think, if you look into your wardrobe, should be a large majority of what you're wearing, so there's a big factor there. Second, in the production process, then come the people, because once you have all the materials, you need to work with these materials to actually create the clothing, and that's where it's really important that we have fair compensation, a security of workers' rights, and just good working conditions for those people that actually make the clothes. I think we've heard a lot about the factory fires in Bangladesh, and honestly, even in New York, just 100 years ago, the Triangle Shirtwaist Fire of 1919, I believe, was a big catastrophe, and it's always been something with the fashion industry evolving and part of the Industrial Revolution even, that's happening now in other third world countries. Has always brought a certain set of risks with it. So that's something that any company that's ensuring the safety and the fair compensation of workers is a company that you could consider sustainable in that way. And last but not least, you have the final product, and the final product should check off two, maybe even three things. One, that is high quality, so it will last you a long time. And two, that it's long lasting in a stylistic sense, so that it's not something you look at for a couple times and you're just over it. It needs to be something that's a little bit more of an essential, something that's more versatile, and something that will last you a long time. The third one that's kind of like out there is there's a lot of companies that are producing products where all of the profit, or at least part of the profit, go to a charity, so obviously they're trying to do good with the production of that, so that is also, in a sense, sustainable. At this point you might think to yourself, well, that's all nice and good, but what do I have to do with that? That sounds like that's all on the company. We're gonna use that knowledge a little bit later, but yes, let's focus on step number two, what you can do on a daily basis to pull your own weight. And that's one, buying less stuff. Now, I know this might seem a little bit counterintuitive coming from a fashion YouTuber or style YouTuber that is promoting new clothes regularly, but I need you guys to understand that first of all, I've made it clear in a couple of videos that I don't even hold on to all of the pieces, and I want to make very clear that I don't endorse any single one of you buying every single thing that I'm pointing out. The way I see myself is kind of just like filtering what is out there, finding pieces that are versatile, long-lasting in terms of style and quality, and then presenting those to you so you can choose what works with your closet, integrate that, and shop a little bit here and there, but the pieces that you truly love that work for you in that sense. So don't just impulse shop or feel like you need something new. I'm hoping that you also find some inspiration on my channel to learn how to style those pieces in a variety of ways that makes them a lot more versatile for you. Number two, if you're gonna buy, first try and buy the pieces that already exist. So go shopping vintage, secondhand. If you have a Buffalo Exchange or a Crossroads near you, that's fantastic. If you don't, Depop or Poshmark are amazing online resources where you can buy clothes that have been used before at a fraction of the price. Which, little plug, my girlfriend Hilda and I just relaunched my Depop store. So you're gonna see a lot of the clothes that you see on this channel once I've gotten my use out of them on the Depop app for you guys to shop, so make sure to find me on there. It's 1 Dapper Street on Depop, and you can find a few of the pieces that you maybe have been longing for from my videos, so I'm hoping that helps you guys. But overall, just shopping secondhand and buying the pieces that are already in existence is a big step that you can take. Third, and that's the last point I've got for you, that's where we take the knowledge of the first part of what I was talking about, is buying from those companies that are actually doing something sustainable, that are creating those pieces that are high quality, long lasting. So even if you are buying new, that you know you're supporting a company that is just mindful of how they produce, how they treat their people, how they treat the planet, and about the products that they end up creating for you guys. A big part of that is transparency, because how are you gonna know which company is doing what if they're not telling you what they're doing? So transparency is honestly kind of like an overarching topic when it comes to sustainability. A big example for that is Tom's. Tom's seems like it's one of the most charitable companies out there. I don't know if you know the concept of Tom's, but basically if you buy a pair of shoes that cost about 50 bucks, you also give a pair of shoes to a child in need or a person in need in Africa. Now this may seem like a really heroic thing to do, but I don't know if you guys watch on Netflix, Adam Ruins Everything. Adam Ruins Everything. I think in the first or second episode, he kind of takes that whole concept apart, saying the shoes cost $2 to produce. That means $2 for the shoes that you bought, $2 for the shoes that you bought for somebody else. And that still leaves you with $46 of money that who knows where it goes, because there are no public transcripts showing what is happening with the rest of that money. So just for you guys to know, try and really do your research, go deep, and make sure that a company is not just using the sustainability angle as a marketing ploy, because that might and will happen. So now, part 3, let's take a look at some of the companies that are actually doing good and are publicly transparent about it. And the first consortium, is that, I don't know if that's the right word to use for it. Like the first group of companies that I want to point out are certified B corporations. What certified B corporations have to do is they have to measure up profit with purpose. And I love that it's that approach. It's not like, oh, we're giving away everything. It seems more honest and real to say, okay, this is our profit and that's what we're doing for the communities and for the planet and whatnot. So certified B corporations aren't just fashion corporations, they're also food. Ben & Jerry's, I think, is a certified B, for example. But that's just something you guys can look into. I'll leave the link down below for any and all the things that I'm talking about today anyway. So feel free to check that out. But the two fashion companies that I want to point out are Hill City and Patagonia. Both of those are, Patagonia I think needs little introduction. Hill City is part of the Gap Inc. group, so Gap Incorporated. They have like a men's athleisure type style that is really dope. I think you've seen me here talk about Hill City on the channel before too, so that's a prime destination. Again, leveraging purpose and profit. A lot of companies are also introducing parts of their collections that are more sustainable, like H&M with their Conscious collection, which I think out of the fast fashion retailers, they're actually doing something towards that particular topic, which I think is great. They also recycle some of the old clothes. Luisa Via Roma is an Italian luxury retailer, online retailer. They also have a program called LVR Sustainable that is just focusing on products that are checking off at least one, if not several, of the boxes that we talked about in part number 1. Of course, there's also more specific companies that are focusing on a more one-dimensional product line, like Nadam, for example, that are producing cashmere without harming any of the animals in the process. Or you've got Outer Known Denim, which are producing denim jeans using recycled materials, and that's where I want to have a big question for you guys. Do you want me to make a sustainable fashion haul? If so, leave a comment down below. I researched a lot of different companies that I think are doing the right thing in one way or another, and I think I can put together a really, really solid haul. So let me know your comments down below. And also, I just want to level with you. I don't even consider myself an expert in fashion. I think a lot of people have called me that. I just tend to disagree, because all I do is I like fashion, I like style, and I'm sharing what I do. In this particular area, I'm just absolutely not an expert. This is new for me. I know I want to do better. I know I want to make different choices. That's why I'm sharing this, and I want you guys to look at this as a process. So please also leave your comments down below just on the entire topic. If you have any more questions, if you've done any other research that is either adding to what I just said or maybe even contradicting it, let's start a conversation. I'd love for this video to be kind of a meeting place for people that want to do better with their fashion choices. So let's make that happen in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm looking forward to hopefully shooting a sustainable haul for you guys very soon. Until then, as always, stay dapper and stay sustainable. Bye, y'all.